Hi guys, welcome back to Mike's Carp Adventures. As you can see, I'm not exactly on the bank right now. Unfortunately, the virus has of course cancelled a lot of my plans, my France trip, etc. So today's video, and also kind of the theme of my kind of channel really, is to run through some kind of bits that I recorded when I was on the bank recently. That will include a kind of inline versus lead clip, just to kind of show you the two different systems that I personally used. Probably not much difference from what most people use really, but a good chance to kind of see them. Got some underwater footage as well for you to have a look at. The whole thing was about 2.5–3 minutes long, but I've only put a quick snippet in there for you to take a look at. I'm going to be running through a few different bits that I'd found. So for example, I found a light at BADEN that I think some of you might find useful. So real basic stuff, guys, but as always with this, we are limited to what we can really do now because of the kind of lockdown that we're kind of a bit enforced of as of March. So please do take a look at the rest of the channel. A lot of people come up to me about the kind of tips videos and the session videos, saying they really enjoyed them. So thank you to those people, but also thank you to everybody who's liked, commented, shared, etc. Please do the same again on this video. Hopefully you'll find something interesting in here. And as I said, as always, thank you so much for your support. It means a lot to me. So take care, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. So then guys, I thought I'd just show you one of the tips I've given in my previous videos is about basically trying to match the bottom of the lake to your rigs. Now there's a few different ways of doing it. I mean, there's generally a good indicator. So if you come down here, so I mean, I'm not sure if you can tell from here, but it's quite relatively clear. So it's a very kind of clay bottom. There's going to be quite a few stones down there. I know that for a fact. There's general chod that kind of gets up. But another way of doing it, if you've got like a little plunger or anything that you basically want to use, so skip up, and you'll see exactly what you're dealing with. Now this can be quite thick in places in this particular water. It's very kind of thick clay, so it's a good little test, because one thing that I'd want to be doing now, and I'll come back to you in a second, I'll show you, but this is where you want to be trying to match your rigs up as much as possible. So I'll show you the reason why. Okay, so as I've already kind of pointed out, we've got the clay bottom, nothing special about that. Now I've got three different ones. So I've got a clear kind of tubing, I've got the a silt, and more of a clay type approach. So if you look at this, just it's not too good, but you can tell clear, that's going to stand out like a sore thumb, I'm sure you'd agree. You've then got the more silted one, a bit better, but it's still going to stand out. And then you've got this one, which for me is going to be a lot closer to that bottom, a lot closer. Now evidently this is the one that I've got on the lead clip system. So this is very much your clay type colour. So as I've kind of shown you before, it's really important that you're trying to blend in as much as you possibly can. Now it's not a rule, it's not a general, it might not necessarily catch you any more fish. There's no real way that anyone's really going to know. The only thing that I just say is, look, you want to be as inconspicuous as you can when you're out there. You want to make sure that you're trying to blend everything in as much as you can. You want to make sure that everything's going to reset itself. And of all the kind of tips videos I've done, that's always been the theme, and I'm sure you probably agree if you've watched them. So it needs to reset itself. You need to try and blend in as much as you can at the bottom, and you'll generally give yourself, I believe, a better chance of catching some carp. Okay then guys, so as promised, I've got a bit of an experiment going on here. So I've got two different types of rigs on, because one thing that's been really bugging me over this kind of Christmas period really is inline versus lead clip. I'm literally torn. So what I've basically done, I've got one on a lead clip system, as you see here, and then I've got another one on an inline rig, same kind of hook length, etc. The only difference is one's a lead clip, one's a running rig. That's literally the only difference. So I think it's a relatively fine experiment, but for this particular one, so you're going to see a size 6 curve shank. It's a coated braid as well. It's actually like a TNT
boilie from Hydro Baits that I'm actually using here, but this has been soaked in my homemade goo that I've got. I'll be honest with you, I love Corda, but I aren't paying 12-13 quid a bottle, so I've actually made my own. So this is going to be coated in that, and as I said, it's quite a standard type of system, curved shank hook as I mentioned, semi-stiff, straight to the leg clip. I think one thing you would probably know from my previous videos if you've watched is absolutely vital that you get a system or a rig that resets itself, because one thing you can guarantee is you're going to be picked up and dropped 1,000 times with a carp before you actually get a successful take. So make sure that that this is going to push away, and again, as you can see, that kind of, you can see that motion, so that's there, it's going to chuck it away straight away, and we're fishing again. Fish comes along, pushes away. There we go, gone again. So it's really important that you have that type of approach, and I'll show you the inline rig I'm going to be using now. Okay then, so this is the inline rig. As you can see, it's the same kind of semi-stiff kind of coating, nothing particularly special about that one. And then your kind of standard inline running rig with a bit of tubing up there. This is the exact same rig that I caught the 10 carp in like 4 hours on the previous video. So yeah, I've actually just brought it in and realised there was a bit of a tangle on this hair. I don't think it made any real difference, but a slight tangle, so I'll sort this out in a second. But yeah, basically, so that's the test, inline versus lead clip. Let's see which one comes to the front over the next 24 hours. Okay, so just thought I'd show you these very quickly. So I nipped into B&M the other day and found these on the shelf. They were a pack of 2 for a £5, and they actually come with batteries as well. So I just thought if you're after a cheap light that will genuinely, this will bright up the bivvy. They are really, really powerful. I mean, I'll turn it on quickly now, but won't really do any justice with the time of day. But as soon as you turn it on, it's very, very bright LEDs. So 2 for a £5, next time in B&M or maybe in Iceland or whatever. I think JML have got their own copy, but generally they're exactly the same thing and they're twice as much. So yeah, I'm sure they'll be in every B&M in the electric section, but grab yourself a couple. They're really, really useful.